Voter rights. It's one of the biggest fights of this election year. President Donald Trump is pushing Congress to pass the Save America Act, a strict proof of citizenship voting bill. Now, we received a couple emails from you at home asking for clarity on this issue. So here's what the SAVE Act would do and also what it means for California voters. The SAVE Act, or the Safeguard America Voter Eligibility Act, was introduced in the House of Representatives in January 2025. It would require proof of U.S. citizenship to register for federal elections. That includes a passport or certified birth certificate. A standard driver's license would not currently qualify in most states. The bill would also require photo ID at the polls and mandate that states submit voter registration rolls to the Department of Homeland Security for citizenship verification. Election officials who register voters without the required documents could face criminal penalties. If you are already registered to vote, you won't need to do anything. However, under the SAVE Act, voters who need to submit a new registration application in the future, such as after moving or changing their name, would have to provide proof of U.S. citizenship. Supporters like President Donald Trump argue the measure is needed to ensure only citizens cast ballots.
I think the Save America Act is exactly what it says. It's saving America from crooked elections.
While critics of the bill say it could block millions of eligible voters from registering and that non-citizen voting is already a federal crime that rarely occurs. California Senator Alex Padilla speaking against the bill earlier this year.
The SAVE Act does not allow Americans to use their driver's licenses or common IDs to register to vote. The SAVE Act would require a passport in order to vote, something that half of Americans don't have.
The Bipartisan Policy Center, a Washington, D.C. based think tank, says there are additional challenges.
Right, this is a pretty large country, and 12% is like 25 million eligible Americans now do not have access to a form of ID that proves something that they're already allowed to do. And that burden is now on the voter as opposed to on the government. And that is a significant shift in how we've done registration for U.S. elections for the past 30 years.
So what about voting by mail? Many Californians get their mail-in ballot at home. According to the Secretary of State's office, out of the 9.4 million ballots cast in the June primary, more than 8 million were cast by mail. Under the SAVE Act, if you register to vote by mail, you will still have to go in person to show documentation. Now stay with me here, because here in California, voters will decide on a similar voter ID measure this November. It's called Proposition 39. You probably already heard of it, and it would require stricter identification when voting. So I do want to take some time to look at what, Prop 39 would do here. So it would require voters in person to present government-issued ID. For people voting by mail, you would need to provide the last 4 digits of your Social Security number or your driver's license on the vote by mail envelope. And it would also require the state to provide voter ID cards upon request. If you do want to see more about Prop 39, make sure you head over to our website over at abc10.com.